Good morning and welcome to Arkandove Presbyterian Church in Odenton, Maryland. I'm Brian Boudreaux, the clerk of session here at Arkandove and your host in the lobby of the weekly program of the life and mission of the church. Today, I'm very fortunate to have mission elder Lori Kronzer with me to talk about our new mission project. But first, let's take a look at what's going on in the church. So this Sunday is the third Sunday after Epiphany. And we are still continuing with our live stream only service. But I have some great news, and our in-person services will resume on January 30th. And we're going to start with the 10:30 service first. There will be limited in-person attendance. Once again, we are doing the RSVP system. So you just go onto the webpage. It's like 3 clicks to RSVP to be a part of that. On February 6th, we will bring back the in-person 9 a.m. worship and also Sunday school at 10:30. So we're going to ease into this as the numbers and the infection rates are declining in Anne Arundel County. We are looking forward to receiving folks back in the sanctuary. I also want to remind everybody that our annual congregational meeting is on January 30th at 7 p.m. It will be a hybrid style meeting. That means we will have folks in the sanctuary, but we also have a Zoom link. And believe it or not, we can do this hybrid style. And I've seen it done with our choir rehearsals. And so we will have folks on the screen. If you have questions you want to ask, you can ask questions. And we will have folks in the sanctuary too. So everything will be mic'd up and we will be well connected. And then right after the annual meeting will be pub trivia night. I'm not quite sure when that starts, but I do want to thank the adult ed team for putting this together. It looks to be very entertaining for this. Katie Nelson Johnson is looking for questions. So if you have some interesting trivia questions, please reach out to her. Our parent group will be meeting on Friday, January 28th at 8 p.m. So contact Pastor John if you're interested in getting the link for that. Now, the end of year giving statements were emailed out on Monday, January 17th. So check your email. And especially the spam folder. I know stuff goes to my spam folder all the time, and I miss those. So please check that out. Make sure you've received your statement. If you have any questions or you didn't get your statement, reach out to Steve Debus. Now, the children and youth programs for the last couple of weeks, they have been online. And if you're not on the Logos email list, you can contact Amy Goldberg to get on that. And if you're not on the youth group email list, Pastor John can get you signed up for that. But we do continue to meet virtually. Now, the Anti-Racism and Social Equity team is inviting folks to partake in the White Ally Toolkit study, and that's a 12-week study looking at David Camp's work on personal storytelling and his race method. So they will meet every Thursday at 7:30 to 9 p.m. until March 24th. Now, if you're interested and if there's still room, please reach out to Paula Sparks or Deb Saylor to get signed up for that. Now, we have a new group, the Arkandove Veterans Group. If you are interested in joining this group, and you don't have to have served in the military itself, but if you're interested in being part of the group, please contact Autumn Vernon to participate in that. We have the midweek Bible study. It's every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pastor John leads that, so you can send him an email to get on that. We have a change to the afternoon tea because of a conflict with another program. The afternoon tea on Zoom on Thursdays at 3 p.m. will be moved to another day, but look for Joan Berry's email for an update on that. Now, one of the ways that we care for our friends and members of the congregation is to provide meals, and that's through the deacons. And if you are someone who is able and willing to help provide meals periodically, our deacons are looking for some more help. So Annetta Fenstermacher is who you need to reach out to get signed up for that. And I got to tell you, it's extremely rewarding to be able to provide just a simple meal for a family who is going through a moment. It can be a birth, it could be a illness, funeral even, and just to be able to help another family in Arkandove out is extremely rewarding. We also have our Earth Care team. That's Wednesday on February 2nd at 7:30 via Zoom to discuss the Earth Care congregation and Earth Care projects for this year. Please contact Bob Fuller for the Zoom invite. So today in the lobby, we're very fortunate to have with us Lori Kronzer, our mission elder, and she's going to be talking to us about a new mission effort that we have coming, hopefully this spring. So I'm so glad that you could come and visit us in the lobby today, Lori.
Thanks, Brian. It's great to be here.
We have had a lot of projects over the last, 2 or 3 years, right? We did the Matthew 25, and then we also had the
More
Project
light.
More Light program, and now you're undertaking a new project. So could you tell us?
Actually, two new projects. One is our new Earth Care team, but this is not what we're here to talk about today, but that is exciting as well.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, that's right. There are so many mission avenues that we go down in Ark and Dove. That there's lots of opportunities, and there's something for everybody. So let's talk about not the Earth Care, but this other project that you guys are working on.
This is called the Community Engagement Project. And over the last several months at the mission ministry meetings, we've had conversations about whether or not we feel that there is a need for a community engagement project. And we had speakers come and talk to us, and we discussed it over several meetings and over a few months. And we did a survey amongst ourselves, the people who had come to the mission ministry meetings, and we concluded that we felt that it was a high need for us to get out into our neighborhoods and engage with our neighbors right in the immediate area of Ark and Dove, and work together.
Let's dive into that a little bit more, because what does that mean to engage? And what does that mean to work in the community?
It will mean meeting and greeting and door knocking and doing listening sessions and talking, and more than talking, actually listening to what our immediate neighbors have to tell us about how their lives are working in the Ark and Dove area and the Odenton vicinity, and what their worries and concerns are, and how we might be able to partner with them to improve some of those worries and needs that they might have.
So why is this necessary? Why are we pursuing this?
Well, we're pursuing this because there are some vulnerable people who live in our immediate neighborhoods. And if we can be of service and help, we want to be there. And in the past, historically, churches have gotten really involved with mission work at the county level, the state level, the national level, the international level. And we are very good at those types of mission activities as well. But many churches have often missed the mark on connecting with the needs of the people right outside their doors. And we want to be a church that connects missionally with the people in our neighborhood.
Right. So we want to connect with the folks here in Odenton. So what does that mean? How do you envision that working?
Well, we would need to start by recruiting a few members, and that's kind of why I'm here today, is to hopefully present this in such a way that a few people will come forward and say that they would like to participate in leading this team to be the church on the hill who knows and supports our immediate and vulnerable neighbors. And we would do that by getting some preliminary plans in place, identifying some people who live in the immediate Ark and Dove neighborhoods who maybe have some contacts already. And then we would design a plan, and that would involve some mapping and identifying neighborhoods that might be more vulnerable than other neighborhoods. And then working with the people who might become contacts and neighborhood people willing to partner with us to do some door knocking and some listening sessions. And we have quite a few people in the church who have received some training along those lines, as far as learning how to be good listeners in a door knocking action or in a listening session.
And why do you think that this is something that we need to do here in our community?
I think the needs are great in the Odenton area. There are pockets of people living in poverty. We've noticed that there are more homeless people present on the street corners. And if they're unhoused, where are they sleeping? And what can we do to help with that? And we've had a long-running partnership with Christian Assistance Program with their food bank, and they're moving back into our neighborhood. They've not our immediate neighborhood, but pretty close. They're moving into the local Lutheran church. And since we've partnered with them for a long time, what are ways that we could develop relationships with people who work at CAP or people who use CAP to supply their needs? How can we help CAP to meet those needs? If there are concerns in the neighborhood about childcare, is there any way that we might partner with them? Anything like that, any kind of concerns that we might have the resources to provide some assistance, that we can do that to people who live immediately near us who are vulnerable.
So at this point, you're not really outlining or prescribing what is going to happen. It sounds like you're going into this with a very open mind.
Absolutely. Now, Pastors Tim and John have training in this, and we've decided that they are in a perfect knowledge base to lead us in learning how to do this. We're going to start with a little core of people, Tim, John, myself, and a few people who hopefully will come forward to volunteer, and we'll do the preliminary work that we can while we're kind of stuck indoors during the pandemic. And we can't really get out into the neighborhoods too much right now with the Omicron variant, but there are a lot of things that we can do while we wait for that to get out of our lives. But so the plan is wide open at this point, and we will be developing that as we start to get together with these new leaders. From then, we will call in a larger team, and Tim and John will train us how to be door knockers and listeners, and figure out how we can best do mission right in our backyard.
This concept of listening sessions, this is not just, I mean, you said good listeners, but this is actual structured listening. Is that right? Can you describe?
As I understand it, yes. Now, I have not been trained. So as I understand it, it's a group of, a small group, maybe 10 people. Questions are asked, and the people who are listening take notes, and the people who are there to speak tell their stories and tell their needs and tell their worries, and they're not interrupted. And then at the very end of the process, then the people who were taking notes, the Ark and Dove members in this case, would then have an opportunity to ask questions. And it might be more structured than that, but I don't know that yet. I will find out. As
we talk about, this is open, but the community engagement project itself, it is fairly structured, right? You're not just making this up, but this is on the fly, but this is an actual structured program that we're endeavoring.
It will be. Tim and John know how this will look in their minds, and they will teach us how to make it come to fruition and how to implement it.
So as such, you've come to the session with a proposal, and so you already have some wording to bring forth to the church, right?
Correct.
Well, this is wonderful. This is a great project. And it really is, doing mission work right here, right in our backyard, and something that our community needs. And certainly, I know Ark and Dove, that's what we love to do is help out, and to have that right here is just such a wonderful thing to have. So, Lori, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for taking this on as the mission elder, and as you said, you are looking for volunteers to help take this on. Pastor John gave me this little nugget here that I really liked. If Ark and Dove cease to exist, would our neighbors even notice? We want to become an integral part of our neighborhood so that the answer is a resounding yes. Will you help us? That is perfect. Thank you so much, Lori, for taking your time and visiting us here in the lobby today. Oh, my pleasure. Thank you, Brian, for having me. And thank you to everyone out there for joining me today. As always, it's a pleasure to be able to come into your homes. Everything we talked about today can be found in the archive or on the webpage. And in the meantime, I just want to remind everybody to keep wearing your masks, especially your KN95 masks and N95 masks. Get that booster if you can get it, and have a great week. And the live stream service will begin in a moment.